What up? This is Dopey. I don't know. I just thought I'd finally do another video because all of a sudden this is working. I was recording one every day because I'm a nerd. And usually I talk about band shit. I got, so far, my most popular video is, let's see, the how to death growl / death metal deathcore debate. First it was, I was telling you how to death metal growl, and then it became to like my views on death metal and deathcore and what I like most. I think I'm just going to talk today. I was actually thinking about leaning more towards conspiracy theories on this one. Check this out. I got a giant fucking zit right there. It's awesome. Fucking awesome. My third eyeball. I think you can kind of see it, yeah. Anyways, let's see. Trying to think of conspiracies. Last one I talked to you about was zombies, which is almost pretty obvious. And then I'm doing also more research on it. It's kind of fucked up, man. I think they're calling it the Cynthia virus, and of course there's the rabies bird flu. We'll talk about rabies and the bird flu. Other than that, man, I haven't really kept up with too many conspiracies. I haven't kept up with the political thing either. But I just had a phone call from Mitt Romney talking about the shit that I already knew about Barack Obama, that there's been high treason committed, that Barack Obama is actually not a born U.S. citizen, that his birth certificate's false. I'm like, and chances are Mitt Romney's a political tool too, you know, because the real person who needs to be, in my opinion, in the presidency or still in the candidate, which you don't see anything. It seems like it's down to two people, Obama and Mitt Romney, who I don't keep up to date whatsoever on what Mitt Romney has to say. So, because I'm 120% convinced that the Illuminati, if not only that, the shadow government and politics and Wall Street run the presidency. So, you know, from the get-go, you always know there's a pretty good chance that Ron Paul isn't going to win because of the media. The media is pretty fucked up, man. You need to realize that the media lies to you. And actually, man, that's what I thought, that we were getting sick and tired of the fucking media, that we're getting tired of this bullshit. We're tired of these lies. Guys, wake up, man. I thought we were doing a great thing. We're still doing a great thing. I think the protesting in Wall Street is still going on, which is amazing, which is brutal. It's beautiful. That's been going on since November of last year. But if I speak about this, I'm sure I'll be black bagged. So I'm not going to say that. I really, really, really want to say peaceful revolution will never solve anything. Because, I mean, it seems like it's the 60s again. You wake up, I mean, we're in the 60s again. The war, the protesting, people waking up, getting against tyranny, music almost is waking people up. The only thing that free love is starting to come back. I mean, it almost seems like we're in a revolution right now. But I think the same result is going to happen that has always happened. They're going to keep beating up innocent people. They're going to keep clubbing people to death. They're going to mace unarmed, peaceful protesters. I mean, if you realize that they're like, this is atrocity, how can they do this shit? I've seen pictures of women and videos of women getting beat up with black eyes. Totally fucked. You know, ridiculous. It's sad that cops even do that type of shit. It really is, man. You know, that they're man enough to grab a woman and curb stomp her to almost fucking death just because she's holding a sign. She isn't armed. The only thing that she's armed with is her mind and her political views and her thoughts. That's what makes her dangerous, just for thinking. You know, I mean, wake up. That's tyranny, people. That's fucking tyranny. This is a country that we were proud to be supposed to have our own opinions and free to thought. Land of the free, home of the brave, man. Well, just home of the brave now, because only brave people are fighting for their freedom because it's being taken away. I mean, if you don't think it is, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. I mean, if you're getting beaten up just for holding a sign of what you think, and you're also be considered a terrorist now these days for believing these things, then it's sad. How can you be considered a terrorist when you live in America and you believe in freedom? That, to people who are against it, that sounds like terrorism. To me, man, that sounds like terrorism. I'm not really that smart, man, but I think I'm educated enough. You know, I never went to college or anything. I don't got a degree in social studies, or I ain't a PhD historian, but what I do like and what I am interested in, stuff that I find interesting that I like to study, is politics. Politics and social studies and world history and economic events. You know, I love studying the past and shit like that. I'm into aliens and pyramids. I'm into shit like Jordan Maxwell. That dude's a renegade. Everything that he talks about of the 1600s, like the Rothschild being a world dynasty since the 1600s, a banking industry of the world, and they're still a banking industry of the world. I'm like, wake up, man. If things ain't changed then, it's still going on. Everyone needs to look back on the 60s and see what has happened, because it's going to keep happening. Even no matter how peaceful we get, and I think as many people as you get, they're always going to have their billy clubs. If not, they're upgrading their weapons too, man. I mean, rubber bullets now, shooting. I mean, there's actual Iraqi veterans who have come back from the war and are with the protesters and are calling the people who are beating them up terrorists. I mean, there are so many Iraqi veterans who are coming back, and there's also a bill. If I had the paper on me, I would read it to you. If you're willing to let me go for a quick second, which I don't know, but I mean, bills like the NDAA bill. If you're even suspected of terrorism, they can take your rights away. Yeah, I knew it was only going to be a second. I knew I left my cam. So yeah, this one's going to be about this shit. Look at this, man. Look at all this shit. I've probably done this before. I've handed these out to people, and I tried telling the people to YouTube it. If not, look it up. The woman who came up with, this is another video you need to YouTube and check it out. She tells you to do your own research. Look it up. It's not all fucking conspiracy theories, dude. It's all truth. Check it out. 20 lies all Americans should know, or everyone should know. Look it up. 20 lies everyone should know. You need to look that video up, dude. It's true. All that, and that's what I hate, man. I talk to people. The band I'm in is a band about conspiracy theories and about politics. The things that I hate, I don't tell people that you absolutely have to believe in what I say, you know. But don't be skeptic about it, and don't do your own research and just say that's stupid, you know. Just be like, whatever, dude. That's a conspiracy theory. If you don't do your own research and find out for yourself, how can you tell me that it's just a conspiracy theory? Because it's hard to say that when they're conspiracy theories is when they're facts written on paper, and bills and when shit's actually happening. You know, when they actually do have bills for FEMA camps, you know, and then they lie about it. Shit that they have out so much and that they lie about. I'm not stupid, man. You know, do your own research. I knew a friend who was a skeptic, but he likes to find stuff out for himself. I tell him this shit, and then he go check out books from the library and read up books. This dude reads 3 or 4 books a week, and this guy has educated his mind far beyond I have. I mean, he goes way back into it. He pretty much has proven to me before I even knew that the occult exists. I mean, I knew before, just to confirm it. He confirmed so many more ideas that I didn't even know. Like, I mean, it's true. It's more, first to me it was obvious, you know. I mean, there's YouTube out there. That's a great source of information that you look up videos on conspiracies and shit. But then there's also the History Channel. There's been a lot of times I've seen on the History Channels where it talks about the occult, the Illuminati. I mean, the fucking ones where the Brett Smitzer decoded on the Illuminati that the Statue of Liberty was the Whore of Babylon. And then there's like all these people gave all their fucking theories, hard fucking evidence that this is a statue made by Freemasons and it's an occultic symbol. of Satanism. You know, I mean, so many fucking obvious reasons. But then there's one dude, only one dude that barely even proved him wrong. He opened up a book. It's like, yes, the Statue of Liberty is made in the image of Lucifer, but not as you think. And then they opened up a book and just read that Lucifer is the morning star, and that's what they said, that it's based off of a star that's from that's Venus or something like that, and that is also called Lucifer because it's the first morning star that's seen in the morning, you know. And I'm just like, duh. That doesn't still disprove everything that all these people have came up to you with all this evidence. I mean, I hate that. And then these people were just cool and just chilled about it. I'm just like, you people are stupid, man. And fucking, it's obvious to me. One bunch of people came with their evidence proving it. Then one dude just says, yes, it is, but not as you think. I mean, even in the Bible it says Lucifer is the morning star. You know, wake the fuck up. But yeah, this is the reason why I grabbed this. There's a bill that's called White Ring Extremist Current Economic and Political Climate Fueling Resurgence and Radicalization and Recruitment. It's hard to remember that, so I always grab it. Even when I read it out loud, it comes back to me word for word. But if you look up this bill, man, it goes, before they came out the NDAA bill, they came out this bill, man. The right-wing extremist current economic and political climate fueling resurgence and radicalization and recruitment. This is focusing on domestic terrorism. And now they're saying domestic terrorists are people who are considered conspiracy theorists. Also, people who are freedom fighters, 9/11 truthers, people who are against RFID chipping in humans, people who believe the New World Order exists, returning Iraqi veterans. How the fuck are you going to say returning Iraqi veterans are considered to be terrorists when you send them out to go fight terrorists? And what, they come back as terrorists? I fucking doubt that. I highly fucking doubt that. I seriously doubt that. 120%. No, the reason why is because they know they're onto the bullshit. Because you can't cover the bullshit up, man. Even though you train people to be machines and shoulders, or train soldiers to be machines, to be soulless, just to follow orders, because that's what my buddy Brad says. They don't want human beings. They want machines. They want you to follow orders, to be cold and calculated, to not fucking have any remorse. I've seen so many videos of Iraqi veterans who have come out and have spoken against the war because it's bullshit. Because we're not on a battleground. We're in the streets of Iraq. We're fucking fighting at supermarkets, at grocery stores, in their neighborhoods. That's not a battleground. We're invading their home. We're invading their land. That's just fucked up, man. That's really fucked up. That's like. And of course, people are going to defend their home. You know, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't defend their home? I'm 120% against terrorism. I am. I'm totally against people who murder people for religion, for even the idea of freedom, you know. But I'm against oppression as well, dude. You know, I don't believe in murder. A lot of me. In my heart, I don't believe in murder. A long time ago, I wrote songs about murder and cannibalism because I was into death metal. I wrote this song about brutally beating a woman to death with a hammer. I'm talking seriousness. And when you write death metal songs, you gotta envision yourself murdering people, and you gotta write it into a song. So when I did that, I wrote that song. Months go by, maybe even a year. I was staying at this college, on this college campus. I didn't go to college, but I lived with these college people, which was awesome at the time. But there was this woman who lived across campus who got beaten to death by her boyfriend with a hammer. And it really made me sick, you know. And then to think that writing songs like that is cool. It's not, dude. It's really not. It's not fucking cool to glorify murder, because people could take that shit and do it. An innocent life was destroyed. No matter what, even if she broke up with him, even if she cheated on him, she didn't deserve to be murdered. There's only two reasons I could think that could justify murder is child molestation and murdering a family member. That's it. That's it. Those are the only two that I am willing to let go, you know, or to let go as to get away with murder. And I'll back somebody up. Like if someone was on death row because they murdered a man that molested his 6-year-old daughter, I'm like, yeah, dude, that dude should not be on death row. That's justice. You know, to me, that's justice. And that's another thing, man, that pisses me off is cops. If there's a cop that's out there, and there are cops that are out there, I'll go straight up and tell them. There's this one officer in Clinton that I have met that has always gave me my rights as a human being, as a citizen, has never invaded my rights, has treated me like a human being. And I'd say his name, but it might make problems for him. I don't know. But if you're an honest cop, if you put on that badge to actually serve and protect people, not harass and oppress, but to serve and protect, to do your job, to help out the weak, to help out the needy, to be there for service, to help the less fortunate out, then my hat's off to you, dude. I mean, if there are cops like that, I'll gladly shake your hand and tell you that I'm glad you're an officer. But that barely exists anymore these days. My brother got busted for a pound of marijuana, you know. And he's doing his time. He's doing his time. He didn't argue or snitch on anybody. He's got 6.5 years, and which is amazing to me because of other reasons. And the prosecution, a cop that I did have respect for, got on the stand and lied his ass off, straight through his fucking teeth about my brother, about things that he talked to my mom with, that my mom would be able to back up. Like, I knew he was lying, and I just wanted to go up on the stand and be like, you're absolutely lying through your teeth. My mom was in front of you when you're talking to my brother about these things. But that's, to me, that just doesn't make you any better than my brother. You know, you're just trying to get your money in your back pocket. That's it. Or whatever reason, you know. Just because my brother dealt drugs doesn't mean he's a bad human being, you know. Especially weed. Weed's illegal because it's a peaceful thing, man. That's why it's illegal. They don't want you to be happy. Weed could end a lot of diseases. It can cure diabetes. There's this. If you look it up, weed is in the Bible. God gave Moses weed, man, to heal, to anoint the sick. And there's churches that are out there that preach the word of God like any Pentecostal church that's out there down south that I've ever been to that has the Holy Spirit and everything, man. But then do that because that can connect you with God. There's so many religions that are out there that smoke weed, like the Sadhus in India. There's, which I'm pretty sure is pronounced Sadhu. These people, they're considered to be most holy priests. They get around and smoke weed all day long, and then they talk about God and the universe. And it's almost just like the Rastafaris. You know, the Rastafaris smoke weed and talk about God. And it's just, weed is a thing where you can connect to the universe and connect spiritually into the earth and shit like that. You know, because there's times where I've been stoned in the woods, and all of a sudden I'm stiff as a board and I'm a tree, and then I see this giant machine rolling towards me and all these other trees cutting us down. And I was fucking horrified. It sucked. You know, because trees are conscious. This whole planet is conscious. And yeah, this video will probably be going out to someone really special, or this one dude who saw some of my other spiritual conspiracy videos. And anyways, this video is 20 minutes long. I'll just keep going on because I get going on one subject and then another subject, and it's always like that. I always talk about my ideas. But anyways, there's a lot of crooked cops out there that are no better than the prisoners they lock up. And there is a God out there. And God is, the reason why he says God is the God of justice is because justice on this planet is corrupted. Man without God in his heart is evil. Just plain and simple. It's just evil. You could be like one of the best men in the world, but no matter what, your deeds are going to be corrupt. because chances are your deeds are going to be about benefiting yourself and bettering your purpose that is better for you. You're not going to be thinking about the less fortunate. So cops are out there for their payroll and whatever they can make money out of. Because, I mean, how are you going to seriously harass a bunch of stoners that sit around on the couch and all they do is smoke weed and that are nonviolent? That don't hurt no one. That brings no harm to other people. I never heard of anyone ever killing anyone over a bag of weed. Ever in my life. No. But you hear people killing each other over crack, cocaine, crank. You know, I mean, harder drugs that are man-made, too, on top of it. Besides, coke is still man-made. Coke is man-made. So is crack, and so is meth, man. You know? And that came from, man. Anything from weed that has come from weed, all it does is make people more peaceful. If this whole country got stoned with all those terrorists, we'd be at peace right now. We would, and probably talk out our differences. You know, if the world would get along if we all had a bomb. I swear to God it would. And that's another thing that says in the Bible too, that a lot of what a lot of churches of cannabis preach is that when Jesus comes back, that he's going to use a plant to heal the entire planet. And a lot of people believe it's going to be marijuana, because marijuana can be used for so many things. Apparently, I didn't even know this, but it can be used to make the strongest fiber in the world, which you can make it into 2x4s. So you can make 2x4s out of marijuana. So that's one, stop cutting down the rainforest. Two, it could also end global warming. It could stop the greenhouse effect, which is global warming. You can turn it into a biodiesel fuel, apparently. I didn't know that, but I did eventually after doing some research on it. Also, marijuana can be used for clothes. You can turn it into paper. We would stop cutting down the rainforest. There'd be so much more benefits out of it. But the reason why marijuana is illegal is because they want as many things possible for as many solutions, because they make more money. Because if you take one plant that can end so many things that has so many uses, there's not much benefit from it. Currency-wise, you can't benefit from it money-wise. You know what I mean? Because that's one plant. It would destroy the pharmaceutical industry, because marijuana can be used for a lot of diseases, and also for a lot of sicknesses, because they're taking marijuana and turning it into medicine because it is medicine. That's another reason why. Another thing is, if you use weed for paper and also for clothes and for 2x4s, that's cutting down the rainforest, which I'm sure is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, but also the devil is on this planet, so he wants to destroy this planet and destroy us at the same time, which is a brilliant idea, man. Satan had him. He's a genius. He's a brilliant bastard without realizing it. You got to give the bastard some credit. He's been around here for a long time, a lot longer than 2,000 years, that's for sure. And this dude thought of a way to brainwash us, and not only brainwash us, but brainwash us into destroying our own planet. You only got one Earth. You only got one Earth, man. You know, the whole going green thing is a fucking scam too. It's also, they don't care about the fucking Earth. They don't. They did, they would have done it years ago. Technology too, man. You got technology. Everything you see in movies is fucking 120% possible. The shit that you see in Total Recall is possible now. Like, I remember seeing a movie that was based on the 80s, and it had the giant flat screen that was on the wall. That's around these days. I mean, shit's getting futuristic. I mean, even at Walmart, they got cameras that can identify you just from your eye retinas. At Walmart, just because they'll ban people from stealing there. Because I know my ex-girlfriend and her friend got busted at Walmart, and they'll be recognized. They told them that they'll be like, we got cameras that will facially recognize you. That'll recognize you from your eye retinas in your face. And that's like straight up in Minority Report. Everything in Minority Report is true. They can do all that shit, and they are doing that shit. I mean, watch last what is it? Watch Last Chance for Freedom. You gotta watch that. Anyways, this video is 25 minutes long. Other than that, have a nice day. Wake up. At least do your own research. Don't be completely skeptical and don't believe in it. If you don't want to believe in it, that's fine. But at least do your own research. Take it easy. Peace.